everyone, today's lesson is on identifying and editing sentence fragments. Let's look at the comment. Hey, don't! Why is this sentence a fragment? Let's find out. Why does this matter? Sentence fragments are common when we speak and when we write informally, in day-to-day situations. However, you need to learn to edit grammatical errors whenever you're writing in a professional or academic situation. Errors send a message that you don't have editing skills, and they also might confuse your readers. That's why we're studying this today. Before we study fragments, let's review what makes a complete sentence. So what do you need to have a complete sentence? Correct. You need a subject, a verb, and a complete thought. Here's an example. Anthony practiced jump shots in order to impress Coach Rogers. We have our subject, our verb, and our complete thought. So this is a complete sentence. Fragments are basically incomplete sentences that are missing one of those essential components. You might be missing a verb or have an incomplete verb. Example, Anthony spinning the ball to show off his skills. Here, this verb is incomplete. You need to say was spinning to have a complete past continuous verb. You might be missing a subject and spun the ball to show off his skills. What's missing here? Correct, we're missing the subject. Anthony spun the ball. Or you might be missing both the subject and verb on the tip of his finger, but I don't know who or what he was doing on the top of his finger. So I need to add a subject and a verb. Fragments might also be missing that complete thought. The hurricane caused. Well, what did the hurricane cause? I need to finish that thought. The hurricane caused severe damage to the community. As the tornado swept through the town, as means while, so while the tornado swept through the town, what was happening? So I need to finish this thought. As the tornado swept through the town, comma, houses were being destroyed. Let's review dependent and independent clauses. Some sentences have a dependent and independent clause, and you need both of them to have a complete sentence. Here are some examples. The tree which was planted 10 years ago has grown a great deal. Here I have my dependent clause, so I need both to make a complete sentence. Even though the tree was planted only 2 years ago, there's already fruit growing on it. What's the dependent clause? Correct. Even though the tree was planted only 2 years ago. You need both. Now what's a fragment? A fragment means maybe you just have this dependent clause and you don't have the independent clause. The tree which was planted 10 years ago, this thought isn't finished. I need to finish it. The tree which was planted 10 years ago has grown a great deal. I need to finish the sentence. Even though the tree was planted 2 years ago, what's missing here? Yes, it's missing an independent clause. Even though the tree was planted 2 years ago, comma, there is some fruit growing on it already. So always remember, fragments are missing something. Dancers on the stage. What's missing here? Correct, it's missing a verb. The dancers were on the stage. Swung on a trapeze. What's missing here? I have my verb. Correct, I'm missing my subject. The dancers on the stage swung on the trapeze. So I'm missing the subject. From the top of a tower, what's missing? Correct, it's missing both the subject and the verb. The dancers on the stage swung on the trapeze from the top tower. It seems easy, but sometimes fragments are hard to spot in a paragraph. I'd like you to pause the video here and read this paragraph and try to find the fragments. Okay, let's go over it together. After dinner, it was time to see some entertainment at the Cirque du Soleil show. This sentence is a fragment. To fix it, you could just delete this period and add it to the previous sentence. We had great seats near the front of the stage, where the lights were bright and exciting. Here we have another sentence fragment. Again, the easiest way to fix it is to delete this period and include this as part of the previous sentence. The performers at the back of the theater suddenly swished onto stage as the lights flashed. Here I have a dependent clause without an independent clause. Again, delete this period and add this to the previous sentence. Loud music shook the room, but it made the performance even more intense. Even though my mother has a slight hearing problem, I could tell that she enjoyed herself that evening. This is another sentence fragment. I have a dependent clause, but I don't have my independent clause. To fix it, you just need a comma here. And here is the corrected paragraph if you want to pause it here and check your answers. A couple of reminders. Sometimes writers use stylistic fragments. She left the house with one shoe and didn't notice all day. So silly. So this is appropriate in this sentence because it's for emphasis. But usually in academic writing, stylistic fragments are not so common. Also keep in mind that fragments can be quite long. Just because a sentence is long doesn't mean it's not incomplete. After grocery shopping, then getting stuck in traffic when the storm hit with heavy winds, thunder, lightning, and rain that swept across the roads. What's missing in this sentence? Correct. We're actually missing a subject and a complete verb. So to fix this, I could say, after grocery shopping, comma, we got stuck. So I have my subject and my verb, and this will make the sentence complete. Please refer to Canvas for more links on studying fragments, and you'll also have a grammar homework assignment. I posted links to websites that have more explanations and practice.